These are the things about the institution you should know, and there's no question about not knowing it. I'll tell you a beautiful instance. Symbiosis Institute of, I think, Symbiosis Institute of Business Management, SIBM. My sister, for MBA, she had gone there, and her interview was the following day. So she reached in the evening, and Symbiosis people had booked the girls' hostel for the girls who wanted to come a day before. So she very nicely, got into the hostel, changed, and in the evening she just generally went down of the hostel to look at the institute and around. And then she saw, elderly gentleman. So he said, well, my dear child, where you come from, what is that? And she started having a stroll with him. So he took her through the institute, and he generally, kept talking, kept gossiping and chatting. So he says, sir, I would like to leave now because I've got an interview tomorrow morning and I need to go and prepare. So he says, fine. See there, she came back to her hostel room. She opened the website, and the person with whom she spent 45 minutes downstairs was the director of the institution. And the best part was, next day morning, he was the panelist in the interview where she was sitting. So, in due course of interaction, she had already talked about, what she's expecting out of Symbiosis and, why she has come to Symbiosis for giving an interview. And so, informally she had spoken, and the moment director saw her and she saw it, obviously she got to know previous day, but when she saw the director to be part of the panel, for a moment she was, zapped. But then she was also very comfortable because, she had already spent 45 minutes with that gentleman, possibly knowing more about him, more about the institute and so on and so forth. And finally she got selected. So, it's better if you know about these things in advance. I was teasing her, I said, if you would have known that that person is the director, so previous day itself he would have given you a call letter and have told you that yeah, evening mein वापस चले जाओ, don't worry, no need to appear for the interview. Uninformed candidates are vulnerable candidates. I hope you would agree. The moment I ask you who is the director of your institution, where you have potentially gone to appear for an interview, which subsequently you wish to join, and you say, I don't know, gone. Finally, know the questions. I have also given you a list of questions which I wish and I have suggested that you should write those questions. But just to otherwise share with you, in case you have any confusion in any of the questions, please do ask. By default, one question is tell me something about yourself. What are your major strengths and weaknesses? Why are you applying for this institute? What do you know about this institute or course? What type of subjects do you like to study? What are your interests outside the study? What accomplishment gave you the greatest satisfaction? How does your school education relate to this course? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? What are your goals in life? How do you plan to achieve these goals? If I were to ask one of your teachers or friends to describe you, what would they say about you? What were your favorite subjects and why? Why is your GPA not higher? How will your education prepare you for your career? Is money important to you? What kind of placements are you looking for? Yes?
Sir, why is your GPA not higher?
You tell me, why is your GPA not higher?
Scoring at 84%.
I don't know. For him, even if you say that you are 9.4 CGPA, he may still ask you this question. Why is your GPA not so good?
What do we say? What do we answer to, sir?
You tell me. What do you think you should be answering? Can you bluntly tell him, this is good? I think it can be framed in a little better way. Dikshita. You are satisfied, but I may not be. Okay, I think a good way this question can be addressed would be, sir, what you say is correct, But if I look at my academic performance, along with that I look my participation in the area of sports, in the area of literary activities, cultural activities, the way I keep myself busy with many other co-curricular and extracurricular activities, keeping all these things in a common platform, I believe I have done a good job.
Sir,
Yes?
is money important to you?
Tell me, is money important to you?
Means
Can you simply answer and say yes?
money is not as much as important, but to survive in such a environment,
What environment? Are you being sent to a cave to survive for whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years?
I'm not getting that.
Is money important to you?
To some extent.
As a fresher, getting into an institution, I think talking about money is something which you should not be doing. If this question comes to you that is money important to you, then you say that sir, today for anything and everything, money is the first thing which is required. Right from maybe buying vegetables for a house, to stay, to travel, to transport, to communicate, everything requires money. So yes, money is important, but I believe education and the right position in your life which you enjoy is more important, because money will automatically follow.
And what kind of placement are you looking for?
You tell me, whichever institute you go to, obviously going to a law school, you can't expect that I am looking for a fresh graduate of a law school. You can't say that sir, I am looking for a placement of anywhere between 1 to 1.5 crore. So you say, sir, I am looking forward for a placement which helps me hone my skills in the industry and takes care of my personal as well as professional growth. I think I have answered.